What's happening?
I think my audio's going.
Yeah, it is.
Bucket madness.
Wow.
Perfect.
I've done this 133 times.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this is no country for old Aaron.
Matt, would you lead us in, please?
Yeah. This is Parker Madness Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Ben, and that's Aaron.
Our wonderful technical officer.
133 episodes. Yep. Okay, so last week, what did we do last week?
I'm quitting after 135, right?
You're quitting?
Yeah, quitting the show.
Okay.
Oh, well.
You're going to walk off into the mountains.
If you think you're getting a severance package,
Yeah.
you can check my pants.
Is that the severance? I'll take it.
What was the movie last week? I already forgot.
One of these crazy society movies, right?
Big Country.
Clockwork?
For
Was that
big
Yeah, we
last
did
week?
Clockwork Orange last week. How did I
Clockwork
forget
Orange
that?
was last week.
That was really good.
The week before that was Taxi Driver. This week is No Country for Old Men.
Next week is Schindler's List.
Oh, man.
No, next week. We already know next week's for a change. So
What is next
We'll
week?
tease that for the very end.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
But if,
We've already mentioned
if
it.
you're new to the show,
No, I don't listen to
we'll
you
watch a
guys.
movie and then we'll talk about it at the very end. We'll give you a rating.
Blah, 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 blah.
This week, though, we chose No Country for Old Men. Again, one that was on Netflix, but what we found out was it was taken off literally yesterday, the
Gosh,
day before.
thanks,
Right
Obama.
before.
Hey, it actually counts now. He's part of Netflix, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's aligned.
Okay.
So, No Country for Old Men, 2007.
Obama cares.
Well,
Nice.
according to the paperwork, yes.
Nice. Ben, do you want to give our audience a quick rundown if they haven't seen the movie?
No Country for Old Men is a 2007 American neo-noir, neo-western crime thriller film written and directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, based on the Cormac McCarthy's 2005 novel of the same name. A cat-and-mouse thriller starring Tommy Lee Jones, who does absolutely nothing in the picture, Javier Bardem, Friendo, and Josh Brolin. You may know him as Thanos. Mm-hmm. It follows a Texas welder and Vietnam War veteran in the desert landscape of 1980 West Texas. The film won 4 awards at the 80th Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Directors, Best Supporting Actor for Javier Bardem, and Best Adapted Screenplay.
Very good.
Damn.
That was very good.
I was
loved it.
surprised it won that many awards, actually.
Are you
Are you
well, covertly trying to dig the movie?
No. I was just obviously knew that it won Best Picture because
Are you saying it's not perfect?
I just did not know that the Coen brothers won.
You're up
this.
for review.
Call it.
The movie is, but
Just call it.
Well, They won for directors.
This is the first one they ever won, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this movie really starts off with. So to your point, Ben, in your summary, Tommy Lee Jones. You don't think he's really in the movie, but the movie starts with him.
It's the whole. I get the metaphor with him. It starts with him narrating. He doesn't want to meet.
Can't help but compare yourself to the old timers.
Yeah, this world's too new for him, and he doesn't want to put all the chips into something he doesn't understand.
can I tell you boys that
Don't want to put my shoulder to work.
Matt and I touched on this briefly in a more lighthearted fashion
That's
before the show
disgusting,
started, but there's something I love about well-spoken Southerners waxing poetic that I love so much.
Is that why
That
The Big
drawl.
Lebowski is one of your favorite movies?
No, it's not. It's good, but it's not.
It's
one of my
another Coen
favorites.
brother movie.
It is. They have a good pedigree, but I really enjoy Tommy Lee Jones going off on his little tirades.
I thought he was more believable as Two-Face.
It's funny that you bring that up because I can't decide whether I like him better in this movie or Batman Forever better. Those are his two best roles, in my opinion.
I like him in The Fugitive.
Yeah, That's a good one.
That's a good movie.
I was trying to see if I could weave in
But
a
these
Men in
two
Black
are the ones
joke.
that stuck in my craw, shall we say,
Oh, get
in
it
the
out.
best possible way.
You should get some toilet paper for that.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Where's the sound? Hold on. Oh, this bear's waiting for. This bear's waiting for. Yes. He's done it.
The flow of this is just perfect. Well, so
It works for the movie.
If we had no music, it was just
Everything is happenstance.
atmospherics.
Everything is happenstance. Like I can just walk out here and walk out the room.
I mean, he really can. He's actually gone.
That's it. I'm going downstairs.
He's back. You sit down.
He just knocked over the.
You
green
sit
screen.
down, and I will fix that.
Oh God!
Pay no attention to what's behind the curtain. Sit down.
Go back. I didn't do it.
Get back on the couch. Get back on the couch.
Country roll, man.
Matt, would you?
Yeah, this is
get it,
great for the listening people, but if
You
you're
know
watching,
how?
this
Call
is
it.
very funny.
No, Ben.
Call it.
Ben. Why don't you let me?
This is going great.
There's a
All right,
system.
I'm going to talk for a minute while you guys sit back down.
Please.
Okay.
I'm on Aaron's mic.
Best show.
This is the best one. 134. We've done 133
Like I said,
before
135.
today.
I'm out.
This is your
Not yet.
penultimate
Not yet.
episode.
The clip. Put your headphones on.
The clip. Hey.
Where's
All right.
The clip? And you knocked my doors off the railing.
Well, you should have made the basement steps bigger.
Just forget it. Forget the green
No,
screen.
no.
Don't forget anything.
All right.
Oh,
Here.
there it is.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. We're talking about No Country for Old Men, right?
No podcast for
No podcast
the Sparkies.
no podcast or no audience for our podcast.
Why not? You came here.
Yeah, no
For
more
love.
no more audience.
Was there any? That's the whole trick. There wasn't any audience to begin with.
Yeah.
It's all a joke. And then I woke up.
You can kind of see Aaron just struggling.
Fix it.
I'm fixing.
All right.
fixing.
Okay.
Well,
so
vamp.
all right,
Vamp.
Tommy Lee Jones starts off the movie and he's like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this. And then he just kind of periodically pops in. And just kind of is like,
He doesn't do anything.
I'm like old guy.
He's like
"Yeah,
I'm on I'm waiting for my
everything's
my,
so evil.
Yeah.
But really, the majority of the movie is like a Breaking Bad. Vince, what's his name? Vince Gilligan from. That's his name.
A
The director.
3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
It's very much that style of every little detail is shown. And it's very hyper realistic because there's no music. There's
What?
no.
You ruined my joke, Matt.
What?
I was going to tell Aaron how much I love the score. I go, this is probably
Wow.
Aaron's favorite movie because there's no score
There's no
to it.
Score to it.
Yeah.
Who's to say that? Who's to say that I dislike score? I just dislike musicals.
Get out of here.
No,
But no. Do you agree with that? Have you seen Breaking? You haven't seen Breaking Bad.
I have not. I've
I
avoided
think you
it.
would like it.
You've seen Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Did you get that vibe with No Country for Old Men a little bit of like each little
No.
detail? You gotta tie the things together and then get the
I do.
pole and put those together and then
I do.
shove it into the air vent and then you're gonna
I
pull
do,
it through.
I do,
and,
but this one felt more. This felt real.
like even more like
This felt real because
Yeah.
it was like everything wasn't over dramatized or
Yeah,
dramatized.
everything was. It was very
Dramatized.
realistic in its presentation. Nothing
Yeah.
was impossible.
Yeah, and not having the music what made it really tense. It
Yeah.
was definitely
I would call this a tension masterclass.
definitely the sound is what made it very
a lot of
tense.
tension. Yeah.
And like the setup of the characters. Let's just talk about like the suspense. I love the part when he's in the hotel and you hear like the
footsteps.
The footsteps of Anton Chigurh walking around, and then he turns the light off. Like that's such Alfred Hitchcock,
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
such
yeah.
brilliant filmmaking.
About that, what I love so much about this movie is the pacing in particular, is that nothing will happen for long stretches, and then everything happens all at once.
Well, and so that's kind of where the movie started. Is Tommy Lee Jones just kind of talking, and it's he's getting arrested, but then it's like a smash to this super intense, violent chokeout on the floor, and you see the scuffs everywhere and stuff.
Blood coming out the neck.
It sets up how he kills people.
Yeah,
and it also sets up
just an immediate. It's immediate that this is a bad guy.
It sets up anybody could die. It also sets up when he kills people in different ways and doesn't kill somebody at all is a cool character piece. Kind of like Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back when he's killing all the generals in the very end. You think he's going to kill the generals, he just walk. You set up this whole presence of this loose, crazy maniac.
He has like methods to his madness, and there's a couple of things I dislike about the movie, and that's where the characters in words spell out the Chigurh character. Where there's at least 2 times in the movie where what kind of man would you say he is? We didn't need to have that in there.
Yeah.
He's a man of no morals.
Or he's a man of different morals to ours.
Aye.
But
that's where they show it. There's a lot of showing, don't tell in this.
There's a lot, yes.
And there's a lot of showing.
For some of those.
There's a lot of not showing. That happened.
Yeah. Oh, that happened.
Which I didn't like, because there's killings off screens of important characters. The main character.
See, I thought that was an okay choice to do that.
But now I didn't like it at first, but now I think it's a good choice
right.
because it's an anti-Western.
Yeah,
it's an anti-climax.
Well, it's an anti-Western
big showdown.
Well, they set up. Okay, so they set up,
and it relates to Tommy Lee Jones's whole thing of just meaninglessness and chance. Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
And it kind of relates to what the Coen brothers are all about. They're very nihilistic group of filmmakers. Which is why,
just watch Burn After Reading.
Yeah. Oh God, that movie's rough. That's why, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Is probably does it make sense?
It's the anti-Coen movie.
It's the anti-Coen movie. And it's my favorite one of their movies.
Well, and last year, Buster Scruggs was I don't know which one. Let's do 6 stories that are all about this, meaninglessness and how to. But
they set up this whole showdown at the end, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
it's a third party kills him, and
it's
unclimactically,
and the climactic, or the
worst part about the whole thing.
The cherry on top is that
he kills his wife.
But then he gets hit by a car. And
it's all random.
Oh crap!
It's all random. They said they're satiring it what the Western is.
Yeah,
because even the villain can he's part of the randomness too. Here's a little bit of which I didn't get the first time, but now I get it, and it's really good filmmaking. Is why do you? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he walked barefoot to go in the hotel? It can be heard, right?
Well, so he started with just his socks on, and then he took his socks off
because they got dirty.
Yeah, they were bloody
after he shot the 3 people in the hotel.
So why didn't he? He didn't want to get his boots dirty. He knows this is going to be a bloody thing. He didn't want to get his boots dirty, and they make hint at it with when he kills Woody Harrelson's character, like that. And they make hint after supposedly he killed the wife of whatever. He checks his shoes.
Yeah,
it's true.
So there's blood on it. So because he's just making sure, and you assume she's dead.
When they showed the one,
they
made a big
which
deal.
I hate that part. Even though they showed off screen killing his wife like that.
It's by design.
See, it is. I thought that was a great villain moment. Was that he still saw it out because he made a quote unquote promise to him because of the deal.
Yeah.
To Josh Brolin.
But I just don't like innocent people getting killed.
Yeah.
But a ton of people get killed. And Josh, if he didn't bring the water back to give if he didn't feel guilty about the guy, he would have been fine.
The money still had the tracker in it.
That's true. Yeah. But wouldn't you check that first?
I don't know that in 1980 people were as worried.
I don't know.
About that sort of thing.
See what I really liked about Josh Brolin. I thought Josh Brolin's character was pretty good with not a lot of he had a lot of character with not a lot of dialogue really. He used the couple. And this was just good writing, too, just the way he phrased certain things. But then he had a couple of those moments, like when he figures out the tracker where he's sleeping and he's just like, oh, geez.
Yeah, even if he looked for the tracker, it was pretty well hidden.
Well, but he just wakes up and you can tell so much with him
because he's been thinking about it the whole time. Because the Mexican people found him, too.
Yeah.
Because they were in his hotel room. They found, even when he drove by the hotel the first time, he sees the
window shades.
window shades slightly, this really subtle, and you realize
You're already in
someone's
the
been
jackpot.
there.
I'm trying to get you out of it.
Well, and this is why I started to compare it a little bit to maybe just because of Walter White Breaking Bad. Is just everybody, the main characters are just so smart. Like he just knows I'm going to drive by, and then the next thing I'm going to do is get the next hotel room over, and I'm going to pull this thing, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to pay off this person. I'm going to make sure I bought the tent at the store that has poles in it. Like all of those little things that they're thinking about, everything played through. There was something about the characters that felt, and even how Javier Bardem's character was tracking him and asking people these very certain questions, and from a director, you're talking about the pacing, how they meter out the information to the character, not just to the audience, but to the characters too, so that it is a good cat and mouse game. It's really well structured, I thought.
It is, but I almost wish they had waited to reveal the tracker until a little bit later. Maybe just a little bit. Because I kind of liked the mystery of how did he find him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we knew that he had the tracker.
We didn't know right away.
No, but we knew that. We knew that.
Right. I wish that had been
Javier
pushed back a little bit.
Right at the very beginning. He's like,
Right. I
tracker.
just wish they'd pushed it a little bit.
But I do like the suspense of him driving and looking
yeah,
at it.
that was a really good moment.
See,
He's a good actor.
I like that they where they cut off the tracker part, because from then on it made it like, oh, let's see what he can do without this, just like, oh yeah, you're right here now, this GPS thing. Like, let's see how good of a
It ain't no
villain he
GPS.
is.
It's just a proximity beep.
That's true. Yeah, it's just like you
still gotta look.
Did the
Oh,
third
it's
party,
beeping here.
So the third party got away with the cash, right? In the Jeep.
As far as we know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that it matters.
And that girl was the girl who said, "I got a bear in my room." She was the girl that died in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
For all we know, she could have been with the third party.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know that it matters.
Interesting to have your villain off screen, or your hero killed off screen.
Well, so yeah,
I get the point. I get the cinematic choice for it, but it's kind of
Life
bummed.
doesn't work the way you want it to.
Woody
sometimes.
Harrelson also, not off screen, but like you
Kill
don't
off
even see.
camera.
It's just like, poof, and he just
You get a
flies
little red
backwards.
cloud.
Yeah.
But how about that acting? Because he could tell how scared he knew this.
He
was
sold it really well.
He was
Yeah.
just like, he just knew. That
Woody Harrelson, consistently one of my favorite actors of all time.
And why wouldn't she run? Why did she go into the room? Why did she accept her fate at the end? Why didn't
You're still talking about the wife?
Yeah, she had a clear getaway. She
No,
could've
he hit
ran.
him hard, dude.
How?
No, if
That's true.
I
He
think
could have
she
just
knew by that
got
point
out
that
of
there
there.
was no running.
Yeah.
Oh, she could have gone out.
Well, he's gonna find her anyway. How did he find her there? That was tough work.
Yeah, it makes me mad.
It does.
What did you
Makes me
guys?
mad.
So, I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, it's basically a back and forth trying to track this money and get it.
$2 million?
With then Tommy Lee Jones kind of popping in and out, just because the sheriffs happened to find the different puzzle pieces and were following it. But
He wasn't even following it. He was like half. He had other people.
he was very
following.
lazy about
was
it. He was like,
meandering through
it.
You can go do
Which
that.
is the whole point.
Do I need to be there?
Which is the point. That's the whole point. It's the opposite of what your Western would do. The sheriff would look into this, to figure out things, and there'd be a big showdown at the end. So it was the opposite of what people expected, and that's the whole point of randomness, even with Javier getting hit by the car at the end. So that's the whole point of this movie, and I get it. It's definitely a Western. And
Yeah.
it's definitely a Western.
Maybe that's why I like it so
And it's
much.
definitely a Western that poops on the tropes.
And it doesn't suffer
Like
for it.
anti-Western? Would you call it?
That's exactly what I said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were listening, Matt.
Whoa.
No, I never
Ben
listened.
with the call-outs.
No, it was. I'm just kidding. We're really friends off screen.
We promise.
Here's your end of the deal.
No, this movie's pretty fun because in
No,
and of itself, the
it's a
premise.
blast. It's such a bubblegum movie.
No, it was pretty fun for me because I mean it's just a movie. Bad stuff's happening, but it's not real. It's just kind of a ride,
but it's kind of an allegory on life, too.
Right. For me, it's
So much
mainly
chance.
that evil cannot be stopped a lot of the time.
Or is it evil?
Or is it evil?
You know,
Probably.
what is it?
In my view, it is. Whatever.
Yeah.
But for a premise so simple of let's do a Western but invert everything, that's a simple premise. It's pretty satisfying.
And also a Western taking place in
Like if somebody came to me with a script and said, "I've got a Western, but everything that you think is going to happen is the opposite," and I'd be like, "That's stupid."
You know, I like the old Southsterns.
Let's see. There we go.
See the tongue in cheek.
Sounds like some kind of slur. You with those Southstern boys?
You know, good Southster, 2-bit Southster,
Where were we, Matt?
a Norster,
So when
an Eastern.
so him as so talk to me, you guys. So I'm following the Western stuff. I'm following the randomness part of it,
North by Northwest.
and the violence and stuff.
Good movie.
What's the
Like a leopard.
literally No Country for Old Men? Tommy Lee Jones, he has a line at one point where it's like, you can't stop when he's having his conversation with, who was that at the very end?
I don't even remember.
Is that his brother?
It was just some relation of his
Just
that I could
some
tell.
guy. Okay.
Catman.
The guy in,
The
yeah,
Catman.
the Catman with his wild
cat's
cats. He's like, you can't stop what's coming, basically. Like
Which has always been
Right.
happening. He's saying like the Indians in 1908 when his great grandfather got killed or whatever. That was his story. He was saying like the whole metaphor is as you get older, you realize, you know, from their point of view, the nihilistic, like virtue didn't exist. None of this stuff good is like the good way. It's all an
things
illusion.
just happen.
It's all an illusion.
Chigurh touched on that early
Yeah.
in the movie with the quarter thing. Like it
brought you to here.
28 years to get here,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
And he also mentioned to Woody Harrelson, all your planning, all your rules and stuff you do brought you to this situation.
What good is the road if it brought you here?
Yeah.
Can I say though that his like altercation with the guy at the gas station in the beginning is just cringy?
Oh my God, it's so good.
No, I hate it.
I
Actually,
hated it too, actually.
Really?
His
Oh.
lines
The
just
gas
come off
station.
like some edgy teenager trying to be scary.
I didn't like that.
Like,
yeah.
the-
and he's chewing on
The character
peanuts the whole
itself,
time,
I like
too.
it.
The character itself is scary, but the lines are just cringy to me. Like he's trying too hard, but I can forgive it.
You married into it.
Do you think it was a smart a fart smeller? Is that what you think it was? A little too much.
I don't
Too much
know.
like we're the Coen brothers. You know?
No, I never thought too hard about it. It's just like you couldn't have had some better lines somewhere. I mean, the rest of the movie's pretty good in that respect.
Well, I think they flipped a coin to figure out what they wanted to say there.
Right, of course. Well, I will say though, the guy's like, "Are you gonna shoot me?" And like Chigurh's like, "It depends. Do you see me?" That's also kind of cringy.
Yeah.
But I think it speaks to the character. He's not much of a person.
Yeah.
He don't have much of a sense of humor.
He's kind of chaos and order.
Maybe a bit of both.
Maybe.
I don't have a whole lot else to say about this. I'll be honest. I like this so much. It's a 2 hour movie.
2 hours,
just
2
about.
minutes.
It's to
Yeah,
me.
didn't
I would
feel that long.
I
Didn't
would
feel that long
say
at all.
at least an hour and to me an hour and 30.
So what are the things you? Oh, go ahead. Hour and 30. I didn't mean.
It feels very like these lines that we're talking about of like, oh, that line that where they had that conversation about and it's all about
Vegans.
it's very nihilistic and stuff like
Nihilistic.
and progress and feeling washed up or whatever. Like those
wild
are
oat dog.
so hyper like small moments. Like and the majority of the movie to me is
Visuals.
slow pacing, like creating this atmosphere and like these very methodical people going about. It's not like run and gun Western to what you guys are saying. Like
Right.
it's overall, you're right. I guess it's turning it on
It
set
lets
a little
it breathe.
bit. But
Very airy.
there's not a whole lot to commentate on it really. It's
Slice of life.
people going about their business and trying to get away, and they're
kinda
taking
really-
the steps. And then we're going to show them opening up the gas thing and putting the stuff in and
Yeah.
light it, and then he walks into the store, gets the pharmacy stuff, and then he goes home, and then he ties it like you see every single step.
But we never see them use the bathroom.
Yeah,
What's
pretty
with that?
unrealistic, you know.
Yeah.
No,
I would say
Terrible.
I characterize it as a very artisan take of a very simple story.
It's also like you said, it's realistic. It's also like this is what happened if in a moment of time you look into some random story. It's random, and you go back. You know, there's no happy ending. There's no showdown at the end. It's just people. That's it.
It's like life.
Yep.
If you're wanting your happy ending, you're probably going to be
So
disappointed.
what are the things you hated, Matt?
I didn't hate anything.
Yeah,
about
you
it. No,
you
no.
meant we started late tonight, and Matt and I had a discussion before the movie. He said that there was something for which he had to dock points.
Oh, there's some few things I had to dock points for.
Right.
What?
Okay, first of all, the terrible CGI
Deer?
deer at
The
the
deer.
beginning.
No,
That was
wait,
pretty
was it
bad.
an antelope, perhaps? I don't know.
The deer, whatever they were at the beginning, were so bad.
I'm from Texas. I should know
it
this.
took me out of it. Mm-hmm. The
Well,
deer
it was
and the-
2007, dude.
Also, the stuffed dog that after he jumps on him, it's
Oh,
clearly
yeah.
a stuffed dog.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that. I mean, of course, it's not a real dog,
those
but
tax-
well,
taxidermy
couldn't they kill a
dogs.
real dog?
Yeah. I mean,
so, I'm just saying.
They could have done a little better makeup.
I've
on
seen
it.
get
people-
Andy Serkis and just CGI it.
In my years,
It
I've
looked
seen
like a
people
Scooby Doo toy.
I've seen people carry around dead dogs. They do look weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, Rufio, you can suck on a dead dog's nose.
You get the claps again. Redemption.
My people.
I don't remember. I don't know if I have any specific scene that would dock points.
Okay,
now
so
that
it
you
was more
asked
of an
that.
overall
Yeah.
thing.
It's
Sound it out.
It's kind of like how you guys, when you guys talk about some of these movies, it's like I don't really have a lot to complain about.
It
Like,
just didn't quite
it's one of
reach
those
gold status.
Yeah, it didn't tip over to the point.
I don't
of
even
like,
think it's the best Coen Brother movie.
well,
No,
there's
maybe
that.
not.
There's the fact that the memorable stuff from this movie for me is kind of the dumb, like it's Javier Bardem and the way he kills people with the air gun thing. Like that's what I remember from when I saw it the first time. It just didn't elevate beyond. Now I think this is better than Buster Scruggs, which came out last year.
I
Wow,
didn't see
such an
that.
achievement.
I think it's better than True Grit.
You think it's better than True Grit, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like it better than True Grit.
I need to watch True Grit again. I've only seen it once.
I think their best movie is Brother Where Art Thou.
I mean, that's a reasonable take to have.
Any
And I do love the Big Lebowski.
any last thoughts before we rate this movie?
So it's interesting. This movie you were talking about, 2007 was a movie like an extravaganza of mecca
really
of
was.
good movies that came out. One of them that I loved, I actually think is a better movie. That should have won Best Picture, to be honest with you. And this movie was pretty good, but was There Will Be Blood. I think that was a better movie.
I mean, the movie spells it out for you, and then they deliver at the end.
Absolutely.
There Will Be Blood to me is like just far and away better than this.
It's good.
If I were
It's-
to
it's-
just put it,
It's timeless, but
Yeah.
you know what's interesting? They're both shot in the same area
Oh,
at the same time, and in fact, you can look this up. There was a shooting day when they were going to shoot on No Country that they had to stop or think of a different way to shoot because they couldn't shoot this one area because there was a giant smoke plume coming out from the desert, and they go, "What is that? What is that?" And they found out, "Oh, that's a There Will Be Blood set. That's when the oil rig was being burnt."
Nice.
and they decided to let bygones be bygones, and Daniel Day-Lewis actually plays that dog that gets shot.
oh yeah, I thought that was him.
It's like, "I bet of a child."
I mean, arf.
My bark goes all the way across the room into your bark. I drink your bark.
Thick bark on that one.
Drink your bark. Daniel Day-Lewis, he was method acting for like 3 weeks as the dog.
That's right. He ate nothing but raw meat.
Just pissing on
Yeah.
everything.
Have you ever had dog food before? Have you ever tried dog food?
I have not.
Why would we?
I've never either, but I'm
Were you
curious.
locked in a closet somewhere? That was all there was?
It's too carby. Too many carbs.
You know, the smell was enough to put me off of trying it.
Woof.
Are we going to rate the
Yeah,
movie now?
let's go.
All right. No Country for Old Men.
All right. Matt, go first. please.
Verdict
I'll
is?
go first. Okay.
Drum roll, please.
So I'm actually going to give this a 6 out of 10. I
Gas.
think it's a high 6.
My
but
goodness.
That's to me that's like
A
this
high
is a good
noon
movie
6?
to go see. Like this
Appalling.
is a good movie to go see. I liked a lot of the like kind of thematic elements. To me though, it's just the overall some of it gets lost to me in the overall flow of the story.
Like tears in the rain.
So maybe I've just maybe there's just something about it that just did not latch on for me. Maybe it's because this theme has been done so many times by them too that I don't know, for some reason it didn't hit me the same way. But I thought the performance, I thought it was really well made. I thought mentioned the tension and suspense and stuff, but that by far is I think the greatest aspect takeaway from the movie is
Absolutely.
how well it captures all of that stuff
Far and away.
with those different scenes. So, but yeah, I
6
say
out of 10.
6.
I will not be upset at you.
What do you get rated, Aaron?
Oh, well, am I?
Or do you want me to go
next?
first?
I can go next.
All right.
I'm torn. I could go as high as an 8 because I have,
Antoine Torngur.
thank you. I could go as high as an 8. I have a really soft spot for Western and Western affiliated movies, and everything in this movie hits pretty right for me. Even the anti-ending, it really got me. I was like, wow, I had a good time.
Wow. So an 8, eh?
Yeah, I'll leave it at an 8.
All right.
I'll be generous.
I think an 8 too for me because I actually, if you would have asked me when I first saw it, probably wouldn't be an 8.
First time I saw it, I would have given it like a 5 or a 6.
I didn't like it. It just didn't sit with me. But now I watched this. I think this is the second time I watched it.
Same. No, third time.
Well, yeah, I get what they're trying to do. As I've become older, like I didn't like Stanley Kubrick films when I was littler, younger.
I think we touched on this last week. I was almost the same way. I didn't dislike Kubrick movies when I was a kid, but I just kind of liked the pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty.
But the rest of it, I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, so it's along the same lines of that. Not spoon feeding the audience,
Grows on you a little
and
bit.
actually treating your audience with a lot of intelligence.
Respect, yes.
They're not.
I do feel respected by this movie.
Yeah. So I give it an 8 as well.
Wow, Ben and I agree.
Wow.
Again.
886.
Clearly, we're better than Matt.
Yeah.
No, I think it just
2
means that
points
you and I
better.
are too similar.
2
We're
points.
going to have
true.
to fusion ha at some point
There's
to,
some stuff we don't
to get
like.
rid of the redundancy.
I mean, I like musicals.
That's true. We do disagree on that.
Yeah.
Well, next week we'll
We're doing the West Side Story.
no.
Okay,
No,
the East
we're
Side
actually
Story.
going to do a movie Ben's been wanting us to do for quite some time.
Which I already watched because we
Yeah.
had some confusion about
We're
what
doing
movie
the-
we were doing
we're
this week.
doing
The Third Man.
Third
The
Man
Third
next
Man.
week, which is not an Orson Welles.
No.
right, he's
No.
just in it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
A rare moment of not being
Hopefully
in
it
control.
stays on Netflix through next week. Unlike
Just watch
this
it tomorrow. Watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's a worthy watch. It's not even very long. It's barely over an hour and a half.
But we've got
If you could not.
we've got third we've got
I will not.
we've got Third Man next week, and then the week after that, if you're a patron for
Fourth
us,
Man, and then the Sixth Man, and then
then the 12th Man is football.
This is the seventh
And then
iteration
Space
of that
Jam.
joke.
No, so
down for Space
next
Jam.
week is Third Man. The week after is the result of our current Patreon poll, which is the Jim Henson Showdown.
Right.
So
What's
one of-
leading?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
No one's voted.
I don't.
Don't give it away.
Yeah, don't say that out loud. But I do hope it's not Labyrinth because I want to watch some of the other ones.
Right.
So
The Great Muppet Caper.
yeah,
Or the
two Muppet movies and Dark Crystal. So
That's a Muppet movie.
two
Actual
strictly Muppet.
It's a
movies.
Muppet movie in the sense that that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Two Muppets and a boy.
All right, next week, Third Man. Tune in.
All right. Wow, why is this acting up today?
We're still on.